I still remember the night so vividly, the laughter, the music, the clinking of glasses. We had just hosted a small get-together at our home. My husband, Daniel, had invited a few of his closest friends from college, people I'd gotten to know over the years. I was exhausted by the end of the night, but in that good, satisfied way you feel after hosting. Everyone seemed to have a great time. Slowly, the guests began to leave, one by one, until only Michael was left. Michael was Daniel's oldest friend. They'd known each other since they were teenagers. He had always been the funny one, the one who could turn any awkward silence into laughter. Over the years, I'd come to see him as part of the family. I trusted him, and in some ways I trusted him more than I should have. Daniel, on the other hand, was more than tipsy that night. The party had worn him out, and he excused himself earlier than usual, saying he needed to lie down for just a bit. I thought he'd be back, but minutes stretched into hours, and soon he was fast asleep in our bedroom. Upstairs. So it was just me and Michael, sitting in the living room surrounded by empty cups and half-eaten desserts. At first, our conversation was light, joking about the night, laughing about how Daniel had nearly spilled wine all over the rug. But then something shifted. Michael grew quiet. His smile faded, and he just stared at me in this way that made me uncomfortable. I remember fidgeting with the edge of my glass, trying to fill the silence. And then he said, "I don't know how to tell you this, but you deserve to know." My heart sank. Those words are never followed by anything good. I asked him what he meant, but he hesitated, looking torn. Finally, he leaned forward and whispered, "Daniel hasn't been faithful to you. At first, I thought I misheard him." I laughed nervously, shaking my head. "That's not funny, Michael," but his eyes. They weren't joking. He spoke slowly, carefully, almost as if he was bracing for my reaction. "I've seen it. I didn't want to get in the middle of your marriage, but it's been eating at me. Tonight, watching you work so hard to make this home warm for him and everyone else. I couldn't keep quiet anymore. I felt the air leave my lungs. I wanted to scream, to call him a liar. But deep down, something inside me cracked. Because for months, I had felt it. The late nights, the sudden business trips, the way Daniel's phone seemed glued to his hand. I had brushed it all aside, convincing myself I was just being paranoid. I whispered, barely holding back tears, "Do you know who?" Michael nodded. "One of his co-workers. It's been going on for a while. I couldn't process it. My husband's best friend was sitting across from me, shattering the very foundation of my marriage. I didn't know whether to thank him for telling me or hate him for destroying my world." The room felt unbearably heavy. I excused myself, went to the kitchen, and just stood there gripping the counter, trying not to collapse. Michael followed, but kept his distance, his voice low. "I'm sorry. I know this isn't what you wanted to hear, but you deserve honesty, not secrets." I turned to him, anger and grief swirling inside me. "Why now, Michael? Why tonight? Why after everyone's gone home and my husband is asleep upstairs?" He hesitated, and then his next words stunned me even more. "Because I care about you. More than I probably should." I froze. My mind went blank. Was he saying what I thought he was saying? His eyes said it all. Hafiz accept. Michael confessed that over the years, as he watched Daniel drift in and out of my life, neglecting me, taking me for granted, he couldn't help but notice. Notice how I kept everything together, how I gave more love than I received, and somewhere along the way his loyalty to his best friend had blurred into something else. I was speechless. Betrayal was crashing in from every direction. My husband, the man I trusted most, and now his best friend, confessing feelings I never invited, never expected. I didn't know what to do. Part of me wanted to run upstairs, shake Daniel awake, and demand the truth. Another part of me wanted to scream at Michael to leave. But instead I just stood there numb as tears slid down my face. Michael reached out, but I pulled back. "Don't," I whispered. "You've said enough. The silence after that was unbearable. Eventually he left, and I was alone with the echo of his words. That night I didn't sleep. I just lay beside Daniel, staring at the ceiling, wondering how many lies had been woven into the fabric of our marriage, wondering how long I had been living blind to the truth. The next morning, when Daniel woke up, I looked at him differently. I searched his face for honesty, for any trace of guilt, and though he smiled at me like everything was fine, I couldn't unhear Michael's voice. I couldn't unfeel that shift in my heart. I didn't confront him that day. I didn't confront Michael either. I just carried it like a storm brewing inside me because I needed time. Time to decide whether to believe the man who had every reason to protect his friend, or the man who claimed to care about me enough to betray that loyalty. It's been weeks now, and the truth still hangs over me like a shadow. I haven't made my final decision yet, but one thing is certain: nothing feels the same. I share this story not because I have all the answers, but because sometimes life blindsides us in ways we can't prepare for. Betrayal doesn't always come in the form of one person. It can come in waves, pushing from directions you least expect. If you've ever felt that shift in your world, where love and trust crumble all at once, then you know it changes you. And now I'm left asking myself, do I confront the man I vowed to spend my life with, or the friend who shattered our silence?